Hello and welcome to this video about Jaguar XK8, which audio, which stereo. This is video 74a in my series of XK8 videos. In this video I'm going to try and explain all the OEM bass and premium audio setups. I'm going to try to do that within 5 sections of the video. Section 1, speaker grills and where you can expect to find speakers or not. Section 2, the bass systems or standard systems. Section 3, the premium systems or optional extras. And Section 4, how to identify the different types of system. And Section 5, all the components and part numbers as much as I can find out. Where the data has come from then is from the two electrical diagrams, one for 1999, the other one from 2003 to 4. That's for the electrical diagrams, wiring diagrams for those models of car. I use the model year 2000 press release, and for part numbers predominantly the S&G Barrett website and trawling the internet looking at radios, etc. But it is very, very complex, and I've made errors in the previous copy of this video. So if you do have any questions or queries, please let me know and we'll try and figure it out. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in Jaguar XK8s or Jaguar XKRs, X100s. If you are, mind to suggest you subscribe to my channel by pressing the rectangular red subscribe button with subscribe written on it, clicking the bell to be reminded when videos are aired, and click the thumbs up if you like the video or thumbs down if you don't. And if you have any questions or comments, please ask them in the comment section below the video. Section 1, speaker grills, or when you can find speakers or not. So at the front of the vehicle there are 3 speaker grills per side. At the top of the dash in the fascia there's a grill there with potentially a mid-range speaker. Moving to the door, behind the mirror there, the triangular speaker grill, potentially a tweeter, not always. And at the bottom of the door, behind that cloth panel, there's a bass and mid-range speaker always in there. There may be a grill on your A-pillar, as you can see here in the middle, at the top, and that isn't a speaker, it's actually a sensor for the supplementary restraint system. To help sense the occupants and deploy airbags, etc. on the later cars. Moving to the rear side pocket has a grill, and in there is always a bass or mid-range speaker in both the Coupe and Convertible. And again in the rear there is a sensor in the B pillar that looks like a speaker grill, and again that's an SRS sensor. The very back of the car, only the Coupe has a parcel shelf obviously, and only it gets a big subwoofer speaker grill, and again not always do you have a subwoofer behind it. Section 2 then, bass systems or the standard audio system. In the beginning and up to the end of model year 1999 there was this audio head unit was used that you can tell because it only has 6 numbers, 1 to 6. From 1998 it was replaced by the system they'd started using, or the head unit they started using for the premium system, and that carried on right to the end. And you can tell that because it's got the 9 or the telephone number pad with the 9 numbers and a 0 part of it to help with the mobile phone integration. The bass wiring then, up to model year 1999, looked like this. There was an option of the CD auto changer, and as you can see a lot of the wiring loom is not used and probably not present for the additional speakers that are used on other models. So in this bass system there's 4 speakers, 1 in each door and 1 in each rear shelf. Rear side pocket, as shown there, and those speakers are triple cone, so quite a good quality speaker for the bass system, and that was up to model year the end of model year 1999 for the Coupe. Moving to the convertible, this had basically the same setup, 4 speakers, but in the rear the speakers were housed in speaker boxes, ABS molded speaker boxes in the rear side pockets. The base wiring from this is actually the wiring diagram for model year 2003, but actually is the same from model year 2000 onwards as per the press pack. And this shows 2 extra speakers in the base system, and these are the fascia speakers, so 2 additional speakers here. And as you can see, you can see the coupe and the convertible speakers switching over. So it basically got 2 additional fascia speakers here. You can see they're basically 64mm diameter mid-range speakers in the dash top. You can see it's circled in red. And the same for the convertible, as much as before, but with additional fascia speakers. So that was right up to the end. So from model year 2000 onwards to the end, base systems had 6 speakers. So a little improvement. Section 3 then, premium systems, or the optional extra system. As we said earlier, the premium systems use the 9-number keypad head unit, albeit there was various iterations of that unit through the model years and Harman Kardon to Alpine, but the front of it looked identical. It was also used on the standard system, and you could actually switch the unit over with a little switch at the bottom of the unit, and it switched from standard to from premium to standard, etc. Obviously standard feeds it directly to the speakers and premium to an amplifier, which I'll show you now. So here's the wiring diagram for model year 1999 premium, and the big difference here now is obviously you've got extra speakers I've highlighted in red, but all of a sudden the head unit feeds to an amp, and the amplifier feeds all the speakers. And the head unit also has the CD attached directly to it. So with a premium system, got 4 extra speakers in the case of the convertible, and 3 for the coupe. So we'll just have a look at that. So here we have the coupe, got 9 speakers here. The big subwoofer on the rear shelf, and 2 tweeters. So I got all the speaker grills are now filled with this system. Harman Kardon was basically the system up until the end of model year 1999, and it changed to Alpine from 2000. The convertible, very, very similar. It doesn't have a subwoofer because it doesn't have a rear shelf, but in the rear side pocket speakers boxes, an additional speaker was added to improve the sound there. So there's basically 8 or 10, depending on how you look at it, speakers in that system. The difference between Harman Kardon premium and model year 2000 premium, fundamentally the speakers are different manufacturer and the amp, etc. But the CD actually connects to the amp in the Alpine case, whereas previously it had been connected to the radio head unit. So it's quite a different setup from the amp point of view and the head unit. In model year 2000, another complexity was the addition of the optional navigation. Now, as far as the audio goes, this made it a little bit more complicated because the sat-nav then sat in between the head unit and the amp, and then the speakers, and the sat-nav actually then was fed by the DVD, CD, etc. So if you've got sat-nav and premium, your wiring is pretty complicated. How to identify? So section 4, how to identify the different systems. It's quite easily, you just look at the tweeter grills. It's got the system manufacturer or the trade name written on them, Harman Kardon or Alpine. It is quite easy to just buy these and add them, but if it does have that system, it will have the tweeter behind it, so you can quite easily remove these grills, check that the tweeter is actually present and it's not just the badge. You can actually see the manufacturer's name on the back of the speakers if you take the time to take them out, or simply look at the amplifier. The amplifiers do look different between Harman Kardon and Alpine, which I'll come into later in the video. Section 5 then, components, all the components and part numbers. So let's start with wiring looms. The wiring looms, up to model year 1999, the wiring looms K or pink speaker wires were always positive, or purple speaker wires positive. So if it's pink or purple, it leads to the positive end of the speaker, which is quite helpful. Unfortunately, from model year 2000 onwards, they changed all the color codes. I don't know why, because it got a bit more complicated. But the inherent wiring, the number of wires, etc., looks common, albeit it's different colors between the different systems. I'm not sure which wiring looms were present and not connected, etc. That's quite interesting, but I don't know. Head units then. The base unit up to the end of model year 1997 looked like that, as we spoke about before, and it had the white 20-pin connector on the back. So it's fairly standard stuff for Jaguar at the time, and that part number was DBC 10425 or LJA 4100AB, AA-AB, depending on the age of it. And if you were in Japan, it's LJA 4100CA because of the different frequencies for the radio. From model year 1997, the premium edition got this head unit, and then from model year 2000, you got a slight different head unit. Again, Japan had a different part number for that unit. You can see all the part numbers. I'm not going to read them out. Those head units had a little bit of a change from model year 2000. So up to model year 99, they were still using the 20-pin connector for base or premium. But from model year 2000 on, it looks like that connector was ditched and there was a white 14-pin connector and a yellow connector added. I assume that was because of the sat-nav and amplifier connection differences. But if anybody has any information, please let me know. Door mirror tweeters then. Up to model year 1999, it was Harman Kardon, obviously, LJD 4145BA. And from model year 2000 onwards, it was LJD 4145CA, which was Alpine. And obviously the different speaker grills with the badges. Dash fascia, mid-range speakers. These are 64mm diameter speakers for the dashes, and the premium convertible additional rear speakers was LJD 4140AC. The door of rear side pocket speakers, the bass stroke mid-range hybrid speakers, 152mm diameter speakers. The single cone part number is LJA 4140BA, and triple cone for the standard system is LJA 4141AA. And these part numbers don't change whether it's Harman Kardon or Alpine or Philips. The part number is a Jaguar number, not the manufacturer number. For your information, the front speaker pockets are lined to help with the bass, I believe, so that it's quite well designed. The coupe rear speakers are actually mounted on a bracket, and they're not lined, other than with sound deadening on the outer panels and the wheel arch inner, which is quite interesting. And it explains to a certain point why on the convertible subwoofers in the rear side pockets they're mounted in ABS boxes, because they're unable to put that sound deadening on the outer panel because of the mechanism of the convertible roof. So very interesting. So in the convertible then there was two types of subwoofer boxes in the side pockets. The premium had the additional speaker. It was a LJA 4150 dB or 4151 dB, and the bass is LJD 4150 BA or LJD 4151 BA. Yeah, you can see the common numbers there. Coupe subwoofer, obviously only for the coupe, is mounted on the rear shelf. 200mm or 8-inch diameter subwoofer in the LJD 4144 BA. And for everybody else who didn't get it, it's just got a blank, which is GJD 9348 AB. In the luggage compartment, there's the optional extra CD auto changes. There was two types of auto changes up to model year 1999 and then model year 2000 onwards. You could identify these by the connectors. Up to model year 1999, it had the 8-pin connector that looked like the pin on the left, which was LXF4160CA. And after model year 2000, it got that little, I think it's still 8-pin, but it's a little bit more complicated design on the right-hand side there, LXF4160C. The auto changes themselves, the units themselves, didn't change through the model years, and the CD cassette is the same, which is LNC4161AA. Luggage compartment premium amplifiers then. The two types of amplifier, you had the Harman Kardon and the Alpine. So up to model year 1999, it was Harman Kardon if you had the premium, which is LJB4170AA, which was, it's basically long and thin, and all the heatsink elements are all the way across the body, the full length. The Alpine system is a bit shorter and stouter, and the heat sinks are deeper, but only go 3/4 up the length of the body. From model year 2000 onwards was the LJF 4170AA. The big difference was the Harman Kardon, I haven't put it there, was basically 280 watts, 260, 280 watts. But the Alpine was a bit more powerful at 320 watts, and had this DSR system, sort of virtual surround sound options on that amplifier to give you different sound effects. So there you go. There's hopefully a summary of Jaguar XK, XKR, X100 audio systems, the speaker grills, the bass systems premium, how to identify, and component part numbers. I'd like to thank Ryan B, Hunter28 and Timothy J Lapian for correcting me on my previous issue of this video, and I'm probably going to get more corrections again. It's just the best stab at working out the specs, and hopefully I've got most of it right. If I haven't, please let me know. So there you go. Audio systems again. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe if you'd like to see more XK videos.